What's up, everybody? Phil Bleckman with BarBend.com, and today we are going to cover Noah Ohlsen and Kristin Holte giving their advice on how to dominate the virtual open for the 2021 CrossFit Open. With the workout 21.1 in the books, it's important going forward in the next two workouts to have these tips in your tool belt. If you want to learn any more about what they think you should be doing for the next two workouts, just head over to Google, type in BarBend CrossFit Open, and all of that coverage will come up. BarBend chatted with six-time Games veterans Noah Ohlsen and Kristin Holte about their best tips to dominate the virtual open and most any remote competition. Their first tip: gather your best cheering squad. While we may still be a ways from gathering in large groups, the benefit of a virtual open is you can have your closest friends and family nearby for moral support. Ohlsen noticed a shift during the start of last year's Rogue Invitational, which was his first virtual competition, in how much a difference having loved ones made. He said, quote, "I pretty much never see my friends and family during the actual CrossFit Games until it's over. Even in the warm-up area, you maybe get your coach back there with you," unquote. But for the virtual competitions, he said, quote, "You can have whoever the heck you want with you. So this year, through all of these virtual competitions, my friends and family are literally right there with me before and after the workouts, and it's been really special and unique," unquote. Now, while warm fuzzies are not likely quantifiable for performance, the home crowd advantage is. A cheering squad can increase the odds of athletic success even when controlling for location advantage. A recent study of the Los Angeles Lakers and Clippers, who both play in the Staples Centers, showed the designated home team had a 20% higher chance of winning. Tip number 2, handpick your judge. There's maybe nothing more frustrating in an open workout than getting no reps. It eats up time, kills your momentum, and can affect your mental state for the rest of the workout. While sometimes it's inevitable, Holte says getting on the same page with your judge before the competition can clear up communication issues that can lead to no reps. Virtual competitions clear an additional barrier by giving athletes more freedom to select a judge ahead of time, and that communication factor between the athlete and the judge can be game-changing. Holte says, quote, "When you know the judge you will have beforehand, you can agree on the standards so there is less confusion and no reps during the competition," unquote. Of course, we assume that those standards are in line with CrossFit Open's competition standards that they set for each workout, but that communication between athlete and their judge is vital. Tip number 3, don't forget the dog. For many, the family includes four-legged friends. Ohlsen's followers know his golden retriever Max is a big part of his training squad. He says, quote, "Max is my all-time training partner. No matter what I'm doing or where I'm doing it, he's there with me," unquote. And studies do show having animals around can reduce anxiety, relieve stress, and even improve pain management. You'd be hard-pressed to find an athlete who would turn down these positive effects during competition time. Ohlsen goes on saying, quote, "Being able to have Max by my side when I'm doing a virtual competition makes it just like another training day. So that gives me kind of the next level of comfort. I'd never be able to bring him to an in-person competition, but doing these virtual ones, he's laying right there by my side, so it makes it a little extra special," unquote. Tip number 4, set your own stage. Holte and Ohlsen both brought up getting your open environment and equipment just the way you want it. With 6 Games appearances each, they know the feeling of walking into the competition floor unsure of what to expect, and both appreciate the flexibility of setting things up just the way they like it. Holte says, quote, "For the virtual comp, the venue is known. It's probably your home gym, so you know the setup, the equipment, and the environment. That can make it safer and less stressful for a lot of athletes," unquote. Noah Ohlsen said, quote, "You can get as crazy as you want in your setup because there's no one there to tell you otherwise." Tip number 5, time your workout to your routine. You've likely classified yourself before as a night owl or early bird, and while this was likely based on feel, there's a science to your intuition. Your chronotype, your body's biological clock tendencies, can determine when you'll have the most energy and mental focus during the day. This is likely also the ideal time to hit peak performance. Studies show late chronotypes have compromised performance early in the morning compared to early chronotypes. But an even better predictor of your ideal time to hit an open workout is whenever you're used to hitting any workout. Again, the research is there. Regardless of an athlete's preferred circadian rhythm, studies show performance is best when an athlete exercises at the time of day they usually train, even if they've had to adapt to it. And that is exactly Ohlsen's plan. He says, quote, "I traditionally train starting at 10 a.m. on a normal day, so I'll probably keep it somewhere in that window because that's what my body is accustomed to," unquote. Keeping the same training routine means sleep and nutrition, the foundations of the fitness pyramid, can also stay in rhythm, eliminating performance-thwarting variables. Holte says, quote, "For a virtual competition, I'm able to sleep in my own bed and eat the food that I am used to from training. That definitely makes the whole competition setting easier because that is all known and something I don't have to spend energy thinking about," unquote. While many non-games athletes wouldn't usually travel far for the Open, more options to compete at home rather than at a gym means you can do things on your schedule on competition day. And you should. Ohlsen says, quote, "Being able to roll out of bed takes away extenuating circumstances. There's no traffic, and you can take your time and do your own thing," unquote. Tip number 6, don't forget to warm up. Compared to other competitions which have set start times to dictate your schedule, the Open this year in 2021 does not. So you're completely on your own time. Ohlsen parallels this to what it's like competing at the games. He says, quote, "At the games, it's so serious. You're in the warm-up area sometimes an hour and a half before it starts, then 30 minutes before the event, you're corralled," unquote. Without that rigidity of a competition setting dictating the schedule, it can be easy to skip the typical, quote, steps in preparation for a workout, but doing so is a quick path to injury. Instead of skipping the warm-up step, think of it as your time for personalized body preparation. Stretch out and mobilize any trouble spots, walk through some light reps of weighted movements, and don't let the first box jump be after the start buzzer. Holte appreciates the time fluidity virtual competition can allow for. She says, quote, "In a virtual competition, you can warm up as you like and just be ready a few minutes before the start," unquote. Tip number 7, go in with a plan and a plan B. Jump ropes break. Judges call no reps, muscles cramp, bike chains come off. CrossFit is all about the unknown and unknowable, and while this often refers to the workout announcements themselves, even the most thoughtful athlete comes across an obstacle mid-workout. So while some of these obstacles are tough luck, others can be anticipated. Some athletes are likely to tear their hands in a workout that includes high repetitions of pull-ups or muscle-ups. While you can do everything you can to avoid it, like coming off the bar in manageable sets or using chalk sparingly, sometimes you also have to plan for it. Do you change your grip when it happens? Do you have somebody with tape at the ready? Do you put on grips before starting the workout? Whatever it is, have a plan and be ready for that action. Holte says, do everything you can to be prepared before you start the workout. Analyze the workout, visualize the workout, and make a plan A and a plan B for how you will attack the workout. Then you execute to the best of your abilities, unquote. And finally, she adds, and don't forget to have fun with it. Having more fun, you are likely going to have a better performance. So those are the tips from Noah Ohlsen and Kristin Holte about how to attack the virtual Open for 2021. If you want to read any more about the tips from these two elite athletes or other elite athletes that are competing in this year's Open, just head over to Google, type in CrossFit Open BarBend, and all of that information will come up. You're not going to want to miss out. Stay tuned for all the coverage of this year's Open and the upcoming CrossFit Games on BarBend.com. We are going to have a lot of coverage, and you're not going to want to miss out. Until then, I'm Phil Bleckman for BarBend.com, and we'll catch you next time.